mean, July 27th is my luckiest day. I don't know why I shouldn't be here. It was pretty crazy. I'd never seen so much violence.
The Danes informed us that before they come out and help us again, we have to go clear the area of IEDs.
We spotted 2 pressure plates on foot, Billy and I, and we marked them on our GPS.
We go up there with a 12-man team, so we figured we'd beat the hell out of them the night before, so they're not going to have that hill anymore because we took it from them.
Little patrol. We were just going to go up there. We just wiped them out over there. I mean, what were we going to run into? Found the first IED, set up a perimeter, set the charge.
About 30 seconds till detonation. Dave, Paul, A&A, Billy, waiting for a big... There it was.
Everything's peaches. We're kind of prepping the second charge and getting ready to detonate this IED. Well, apparently, by igniting the first IED, we woke up the bad guys. They were waiting for us this time.
As soon as the gunfire opened up, Ramin, who's probably our best Afghan RPG gunner, he took it right in the arm. He just drops. You know, the blood flies, he goes down. We're thinking, holy cow. Our Afghans, for the most part, still fairly new. A lot of them panicked and ran. So there we are.
Yeah, motherfucker!
We were getting it handed to us in a big way. And so we're shooting, and we finally figure out we're getting it from this trench line, which seems like forever away. M4s, our little 5.56 rounds, we might as well have been throwing rocks. I mean, we're just shooting to make us feel better, but it didn't feel like it was having a whole lot of effect. Time stood still at that point. It had become so traumatic, we were just screwed. You know, we were getting hammered. We decided, all right, we're gonna hold the line here and we're gonna lay down some fire and hopefully have some kind of effect. You know, as soon as they stood up, the gunfire increased.
As we're sitting there in the wide open, nowhere to go for 400 meters, nowhere. I cannot explain the magnitude of firepower. The ground was erupting all over me. More so than the PKM, they had the Zeus, which is an anti-aircraft gun. I mean, so they could reach out and touch someone at 2,000 meters with that thing. It was ridiculous. I mean, I couldn't believe they dumped this much firepower on us.
So the game plan was certain people would stay there and hold ground. Dyer, myself, and some of the Afghans were going to get up and run. Make it to the wadi, hold position for them, and fire back. We forgot that the Afghans don't speak English, and our interpreter was scared, so he didn't tell everybody. So as Paul and I get up, I look over at Paul, Paul looks over at me. We were about 20 feet apart. This airburst RPG just hit about 10 feet in between us and blew up. He caused some shrapnel in his leg. It knocked the crap out of me as well. I look at him and said, "Where is everyone?" And he, "I don't know, let's just keep going."
So they caught us. We should be dead. There was nowhere to go except for running through the wall of bullets and shrapnel. I just remember thinking to myself, okay, well, this is what it's gonna feel like to get shot. I better get ready for it.
How we made it out, none of us really know. Because we'd look at the ground and we'd feel it just thud, and we'd see this movement of dirt left and right, and it was like we were on living ground.
I just remember sitting there waiting for Mark and the other guys. I was like, they're not gonna make it.
A couple of them start coming back and start coming over, and we realized at least the people who made it there were alive. We reconsolidated, and then they hit us with the, hit us again.
The bad guys were smart, and they flanked us up this wadi. And so we're thinking, you gotta be kidding me. Dave turns around and he starts engaging them as best he can, and he's trying to hold them down, but rounds are coming up the wadi now. Paul and I are trying to protect the A&A who's down, and I'm just thinking to myself, this is so surreal. I can't even believe this is happening.
And then Dave charged down to the bottom of the wadi and started engaging targets.
Apparently I ran up the wadi and took care of the guy and rushed the machine gun nest, and I'll be honest, I don't remember doing it. I don't remember very much about that day at all.
It was almost like watching a movie in your inner mind while it's happening, and your body's just reacting. Where we've got to go is getting hammered by mortars, and we're going, what do you do? We got to go. We got to go for it. At this point, tactics are out. We're just running. We're trying to keep our space, but it's pointless to turn around and shoot because the bad guys were now too far away for us to be effective. It was the strangest thing. It was almost very calm while I'm running, thinking, okay, I've now lost complete control. All I can do is run, and there's nothing really more to think about. So my mind started wondering, I wonder what it's going to feel like. I started having this weird thought, God, I wonder how bad it's going to hurt. You know, is my adrenaline pumping so hard that I'm not even going to know? Oh, God, I wonder if I have been shot. Nah, I'd know if I was shot. I better just keep running.
I don't know how we made it out. I don't think we should have.
I remember getting back to the fob, and Mark and we were checking each other, and we were literally thought adrenaline had hit us so hard that we didn't feel the shrapnel or the bullet holes. Because we were able to call in the field artillery and pin them down to where the Zeus was. Intel said that we ended up destroying the gun. 8 insurgents were killed. For them having such an extreme upper hand, we ended up being the winner that day.